back. Okay. Alex C, back pocket. Okay.
Hey, boys. All right. Use your voice all day. Use your voice, okay? Swannaroos on 3. 1, 2, 3. Swannaroos. Let's go, boys. 1, 2, 3, 3.
Strong in that quarter was fantastic.
Welcome back to Field 2 for the 2025 United States Australian Football League National Tournament from the Kino Sports Complex in Tucson, Arizona. It's the Division I Women's semifinal between the Denver Bulldogs and the Austin Crows in the 20th anniversary of the women's competition here at Nationals. The winner will go on to play the final game on Coopers Field at 4:30 with the Division I championship on the line. Patrick Machado alongside Troy Thompson. We should be set for an incredible matchup between these two mainstays of the women's Division I programs.
Yeah, Austin, the real rising star in women's footy over the past few years. So really looking forward to seeing how they go against the much longer established Denver Bulldogs. Of course, the Austin team is a conglomeration of Austin, Houston, Wasatch in Utah, St. Louis, and Boston.
And Denver being assisted by players from Sacramento. As we get set to go here.
Some great matches. Obviously, we saw Austin win that buzzer beater, if you like, at the end there yesterday, befitting of this 20th anniversary of women's footy at the US Nationals.
The USAFL is sponsored by Tasmania. And the island state has just committed to being a major partner of the USAFL for another 5 years. And if you're on the grounds here this weekend, it's a great opportunity to learn more about Tasmania, a place of innovation, heritage, and natural beauty. Emily Minson, Tasmania's trade ambassador to the United States, is here today wearing her Tasmanian t-shirt. Go and say g'day. So just about set to go here on Field 2 in the Women's Division I semifinals with a spot in the grand final on the line. The Denver Bulldogs against the Austin Crows. Everyone's waiting in the middle to get going. Really keeping us on the edge of our seats here. Players are ready to go.
Umpire just checking around to see who's in place. Scoreboard being reset.
I think that's what we were waiting on.
Goal umpires in place. Boundary umpires in place.
We're in place. You're in place watching wherever you are.
The umpires just questioning what the water runner is doing down there and where they're standing.
One of those occasions where it would be really nice to have access to those mics, right?
Yeah. Let's just maybe checking that ball, and I think we're good to go.
Here we go. Bulldogs, Crows in the middle. Ball tossed to the heavens, and away we go. Denver with the first clearance away from the middle. McKenna Rattan was in there. Free kick goes the way of Austin. Kick up the middle. Bouncing ball past Demetrio Wilson, who picks it up off the deck. Gets a small little kick out to Rochelle Fuller. And kicking in danger, free kick awarded to the Bulldogs. Looks up the near side wing. Brought to ground by Heather Serpico. Leah Liberatore is in there for the Bulldogs. Ball brought to ground. Handball out of the pack. With it now is Lindsay Terse. And high contact, Denver free.
Liberatore, a very famous name for the Bulldogs in the AFL in Australia.
Matson, spinorama, lost the ball as she tried to kick it, and the tackle of Heather Serpico holding the ball. Austin free. Play on the call. Overlooks her options, smothered by the Denver player. Got too close to Liberatore. She wraps Heitkamp up in the tackle. Worrell gets the handball away. Liberatore goes to ground, palms it closer to the line. To the deck they all go, and the captain of this Denver side wraps the player up in the tackle, ball up. Off the stoppage. Alexis Greider battling on the line. Ball up, pinned up against the boundary line, commentary side. Ball spills out to the Bulldogs. Greider with the kick forward. Bouncing ball, rolling towards the boundary line. Kept in by Denver with a handball from Murphy. Liberatore wrapped up in the tackle. Umpire crosses himself. Ball up, 2 minutes 15 into this opening term. Tap to the line. This one will find the boundary. Out of bounds, throw in. Toss back into play. Denver won the tap, spills out to Fluck. On it is Alexis Greider, but there is a free that gets spotted. It's going to be brought back on a Denver free kick.
I think it was for a throw there. Liking the ruck work of Horn for Denver, playing in her fourth nationals here. Getting first hands to the ball, even though a little bit outsized in the ruck there at the moment.
So Liberatore will go back and take this free kick off the throw. Delivers one to the edge of 50. Off the shins of the Bulldogs. Leonard delivers one back inside 50. Bouncing ball. One-on-one contest. Going to ground now is Austin. Diving on top of the ball, and it'll be a ball up near side forward pocket for the Denver Bulldogs, who are attacking early. Toss back into play. Brought to ground. Handball to the center. Looking to get space to shoot.
Throw again called there.
So throw to call, and this time it will be Austin, the beneficiary of the free. Plays on from the mark. Kicks one in the center of the ground. Bouncing ball. Demetria Wilson is in there for the Crows. Greider puts on the pressure. Here's Fluck with the kick to the edge of 50. Over the head of the pack. Emma Bangs for Denver. Runs onto the ball. Gives it a roost to the top of the square, and it bounces in front of the goals and through for a behind. So Denver hit the board first. One behind. Austin yet to score. 4.5 played in this opening half. That's on the Watch AFL scoreboard, the official international streaming partner of the AFL.
Just like that run there, out onto a right foot. Nice fluid kick for goal, just offline.
Kicked out to halfback. Bouncing ball at the boundary line. Picked up by Demetria Wilson. Little kick into some space. Springs a player. Now Austin with a side-winding kick. Tapped to ground by Samantha Worrell. Battling with Jessica Swart. Swart has the ball locked in with her. They battle for it, trying to rip it out of her hands. Umpire will ball it up. Toss back into play. Liberatore at first, hands on the ball. Mufsami Flock is in there, one of the captain for this Denver side. Spills out to Austin off the stoppage. Calling for the handball, receive is Cordner. On further for Samantha Worrell, picking it up as Allison Leonard, who plays it into the corridor. Good mark there. Contested in the center of the ground. Denver drops the ball. Now gets a kick away. Greider battles for it. On forward to Tapioletti, who kicks it for a contest as Denver now with the ball inside 50. Austin's going to get a free kick. Looking for Terse. Off hands. Ball still in the attacking 50 for Denver. Picked up by Tapioletti. Tried to get a shot on goal. Eventually able to get one, and Denver thought they had their first major on the board, but it's touched on the way through for a minor score. Two behinds, plays no score. Austin. Then Denver in front on the Watch AFL scoreboard. 13 minutes to play in this opening half.
Yeah, very unfortunate that touch. She knew exactly where the ball had to go and got it done, but just that little touch makes all the difference.
Off the kick in. Greider with a long kick. Tap to ground. And there'll be a stoppage in front of the Austin goals. So Denver controlling the action here early. Off the stoppage. Murphy tackles the Austin player to the ground, and they'll ball it up again. Toss into the air. Tap down. Austin with first hands on the ball. Little handball out to Tapioletti. Still they fight for it on the ground. Gets the handball out. Serpico is there for Austin. Denver doing a good job keeping it in. Running onto it is Alexis Greider. Austin able to clear the lines. Good tackle there by Mazzaros to earn the stoppage, and Denver will get the free kick. So Austin are pinned deep inside their 50. Here comes the kick to the far side forward pocket. Picked up by Cuoca. Handballed out to Emma Bangs. Austin forces them back out to the edge of the arc. Tackled without the ball. We play on. Greider. Line drive kick. Nice mark by Carly Murphy. And she'll go back to take the shot.
Yeah, real bullet pass. No chance to defend that. Able to just take the mark on her chest.
So Murphy with a kick. Angle out to the right.
No breeze at all to speak of.
Calm day here. Line drive kick hits the post. Puts a third point on the board for the Bulldogs. 3 plays, nothing. Approaching the halfway point of this first half on the Watch AFL scoreboard. Spot in the Women's Division I Grand Final for whoever comes out of this game on top. Kick out to halfback.
Kinsey out there with the mark.
So Kinsey will go back. Evaluates her options and kicks it further down that wing. Good mark in congestion. Taken there by by Katie Heitkamp, who's looking for Lindsay Terse. Further down the wing. Rolls over the line, out of bounds, throw it. Toss back into play. Over the back of the pack, Kylie Hahn for the Denver Bulldogs with the ball, and it's going to be a free kick the way of Austin. They want to take the advantage, but the umpire wants it to be restarted from the mark, and Austin will have to go back.
Yeah, when you want to take the advantage, you got to be kind of convincing that you haven't slowed up and stopped, and the umpire was not convinced there. So did the right thing, brought it back.
Have to agree with the men in green there. Kicked further down the wing. Denver plays it into the half-forward area. Finds the boundary line out of bounds. Pretty much all the play has been in the Denver Bulldogs half of the field thus far.
Only the 3 behinds on the board, though, so Austin would be happy with that.
Toss back into play. Matty Cordner with the tap. And we'll do it once again. It's out of bounds. Cordner nominates. Rucks cancel each other out. Spills out to Monaghan. Handball over the back of her head was Murphy of the Dogs. And Austin are able to get it out. Off the hands of Jessica Swart. Put right back into the blender, and a nice mark taken by Denver inside their 50. It'll be Jenna Typoletti with another chance to put the first major on the board for the Denver Bulldogs.
Yeah, that last one out of congestion was touched. See if she can get this one through.
High football. Passes over the behind post on the wrong side of it, out on the full. No score. 12.5 played in this opening half. Bulldogs lead by 3. To wait for the football to return its way to this field. So you get a little delay.
Yeah, there's a big fence there behind the field. You can't just easily jump over it and get the ball, unfortunately.
So here we go. From the line, kicked out to the edge of 50. Soccered off the ground into the center of the ground. Alexis Greider is there with a handball. Denver first forced further back. Kick to the top of 50 off hands. Spills out to Ty Paletti. Austin is there on the ball. Handball by Matty Cordner. Long kick to the top of the square. Takes a bounce. And it will be touched through for a minor score. So Denver Bulldogs now with 4 points on the board. Approaching 6 minutes to play in this opening half on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
Goal umpire Sid Caesar right on the spot down there.
And it's going to be booted out on the full on the kick in. As Ty Paletti will hand it off to Musami Fluck. And she'll take the shot on goal. Delivers one to the back post where it's marked an intercept by Austin. Crows look for Serpico at the edge of 50. It's spoiled by a Denver Bulldogs player in front. Over on the near side wing, and it is rolled out of bounds. Boundary throw coming up in the near side half forward area for the Denver Bulldogs. Toss back into play. There is Alexis Greider. Handballs out to Allison Leonard. Delivers inside 50 over everyone's head. Picked up now by number 22 for Denver as Austin is finally able to flip the field. Long kick into the corridor. Picked up now by Barbara Williamson. Denver back on the ball and played it back into the other end. Off hands. Now Austin potentially with a chance to go forward. as they fight for it on the ground. Far side. Umpire will call for the ball up.
Yeah, they couldn't get a clear ball that time. Better to see them locking it up than having that easy rebound that Denver got last time.
Tapped down by Denver. Grider is there. Kicks it into the far side half forward area. Pinballing around. Austin with possession. Kicking for territory, and it bounced inside. It'll be a boundary throw. Dead center, middle of the ground. Four minutes to go in this opening half. Denver Bulldogs 4 behind. Austin Crows yet to score. Forward goes Denver again.
Yeah, nice rack work again there by Horn. Beating the taller player in Cordner in the ruck.
Boundary throw coming up. Denver's forward end of the field. Tapped inside 50. Picked up by Fiona Matson. Handballs it out to Leonard. And a free kick will come up for Austin. Up the far side wing. Reaching over the pack to tap it down is the Denver player. Over to Allison Leonard. Leonard kicks it inside 50. Masher is shepherded off the ball. Austin with possession. Taken down. Gone. Denver free kick inside 50.
Yeah, good work by Allison Leonard there. A couple of times we've seen her get the ball. She really does like to direct that ball, center it up, look for a target up forward. And if it doesn't hit them, they're in that hot spot there. Free kick comes off like that, and they get a shot at goal.
So can Denver put a goal up on the board? Kick is on the way. And it is through for a major. First goal to the Denver Bulldogs. 1-4-10. The Bulldogs plays no score for the Austin Crows. 2 minutes left in the opening half on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
Yeah, made really good contact on that kick. I think that's the best shot she's had today, and the results are pretty clear.
Back into the middle. Grider reaching out for it. Kylie Hahn was there for the Dogs, but it's going to be called back for a free kick on the infringement against Heitkamp, who boots it up further in the middle of the ground. Off the one hop, and it looks like a hamstring issue for Barbara Williamson. I think there's going to be a downfield free called. But Williamson was limping as she ran towards the ball. Back underway. Good mark in defensive 50 by Denver. Less than a minute to play here in the opening half. And a free kick's going to come up to Denver as Marissa Poorboy was taken high, I believe. Nice mark in the center of the ground by Denver. Potentially time for one last chance. Delivers to the top of 50. Off the hands of Muthsami Flock. Pack forms at the edge of the arc. Kick off the ground. 2-on-1 in the center of the ground. And that will do it for this opening half of play. So Austin held to no points in the opening half. Denver with the ball on their attacking side of the field for almost the majority, for pretty much a good majority, almost the entirety of that first half. They come away with it with 10 points. They're 1-4-10.
Yeah, Denver most of the time first to the ball, and that's the big reason that they're leading. They probably should be leading by more. Conversion 1-4-10, not so good. Just leaves the door open for Austin, who we saw yesterday can score quickly if they need to. So makes for a good second half.
Austin came from behind yesterday. Can they do it again as we go inside the break? 20 minutes left to play. We'll see it on the other side of this break. Field number 2 at the 2025 USAFL National Tournament from Tucson, Arizona. As we get set for the second half of play in this Women's Division I semifinal between the Austin Crows and the Denver Bulldogs. It's Denver in front, 1-4-10 to no score. On the other semifinal on the field directly behind us, it's the Minnesota Freeze that lead the Golden Gate Iron Maidens 2 goals straight to no score. That's Around the Grounds, brought to you by Watch AFL, the official international streaming partner of the AFL. So second half underway here. Punch forward by Austin, spills out to Denver. Tapioletti. Got it to Bangs, handball forward. Grider is chasing after it as it rolls towards the far side. Worrell is in there for Austin. And it will be a free kick to Austin. Here is Worrell up the wing. Nice strong grab there, taken by Maddie Cordner. Cordner with a line drive kick. Touched at by Denver. Austin with some speed, long kick. Flips the field. Denver with first possession. Fiona Matson handballs it to the center. Now Denver potentially with a chance to get out here. Good strong mark by Carly Murphy. One more kick to get inside 50. Delivers one. Nice mark in defense by Katie Heitkamp. Heitkamp keeps it moving by hand. Marissa Kinsey now with the ball. Up the ground, finds Cordner. Cordner up the far side wing. Read all the way by the Denver defender, taking the mark and intercept. She directs traffic. Kicks it to a one-on-one, punched at by Cordner. Brought to ground. Soccered off the ground. Cordner is in the battle. Handball to the swing, and it's kicked by Priscilla Parker. Kept in by Denver. Liberatore with a soccer off the ground. Denver picks it up, delivers one inside 50. Touch the ground, umpire calls play on, spills out to Bangs. Bangs has a shot on goal, and it drifts off to the right and through for a behind. 1-5-11, plays no score. Bulldogs ahead of the Crows on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
So 11-point lead, still leaves two kicks could win the game, so leaves the door open for Austin. They've really started to get the players they need to get going, working now. So Kinsey running off halfback, and that mosquito fleet of Terse, Serpico, Monahan, Worrell, they're all getting into it. They've got to get the ball up the other end.
There's a kick from Emma Bangs directly in front of goal, and it is rolled over to the near side pocket and through over the line for a boundary throw. Flung back into play. Tapped down by Carly Murphy. Umpire will ball it up right outside the goal square. Taken out of the ruck. Carly Murphy tried to snap one on goal. Kick was blocked on its way through, and it's through for another behind. So a 2-goal lead now. The Denver Bulldogs open it up to 1-6-12, plays no score. Off the kick in, looking near side. Maddie Cordner in halfback. Sees it over the line for a boundary throw, and Denver have Austin pinned yet again.
Yeah, Cordner obviously super important as well. Need her winning these taps and taking those marks.
Murphy with the tap just slightly over her head. Quokka is in there for the Dogs. And it's locked up. Another ball up directly in front of goal. 4.5 played in this second half. Still plenty of time for Austin to mount a comeback. But it's Denver with all the offense in this game, and now it's a 3-kick ball game. 1-7-13, plays no score. Gonna try the far side this time. Off the hands of Musami Flock. And it's kicked out on the full, and Denver's going to get a free right where the boundary line meets the arc. Kicked into the pocket, off hands. Handballs it out, coughed it up to Austin. Rochelle Fuller is there. As they all go to ground, Emma bangs. Her kick was smothered. Still in the forward 50 for the Dogs. Now with some space to work in. Delivers one to the top of the square, diving for the mark. And taking the grab is Caitlin Masher.
Yeah, great work from Liberatore there. Saw the big forward. Deliberately hit a good strong pass towards her and allowed her to mark in front of the defenders.
So Masher kicks it directly over the goal umpire's head, and that's goal number 2 for the Denver Bulldogs. So they get the conversion to match the pressure that they've had in their attacking 50. It's 2-7-19. The Austin Crows have yet to score. 6.5 traveled in this second half of play on the Watch AFL scoreboard.
Yeah, and it's not just the work they're doing up forward, Denver. They're doing everything they can at every opportunity to keep the ball in their half. Every time it's come out, looked like Austin might get a run, they rebound it back into the forward 50.
Back into the middle. Just over 13 minutes to play. Kylie Hahn with the tap forward. Picked up by Marissa Kinsey, who turns on the Jets and delivers a kick to the edge of the arc. Maybe affected by the tackle. Musami Flock for Denver. Delivers down the wing. Off the boot of number 22, Shea Solis. Ball in dispute. Austin has it. Jessica Swart. Pinned up against the line. Little handball further. Palmed at by Allison Monaghan. Monaghan's in there together with Katie Heitkamp. Inside 50 for the Austin Crows now. Quickly snuffed out by the Denver Bulldogs as they have it in some space. And will kick it up the center of the ground. Couldn't pick it up was Maddie Cordner. Spills out the back. Here's Marissa Kinsey. Delivering it down the far wing. Palms it forward, and it will be a push. And a Denver free. Eight minutes played in this second half. 2-7-19 the Bulldogs. The Austin Crows have yet to score. A spot in the grand finals on the line. Another chance for Denver inside 50. Delivers one over the heads of the full forwards and hits the posts off the deflections. And that'll be another behind for Denver. 2-8-20. The Denver Bulldogs. Austin Crows yet to score. 8.5 played in this second half. And the Minnesota Freeze are still ahead on the field behind us. So if the scores hold, it will be the Denver Bulldogs against the Minnesota Freeze on the final match on Coopers Field for the Division I title on the line. But still 11 minutes to play, and Austin with 4 kicks to go to even up the score and make that 5. Another major for the Bulldogs. 3-8-26, plays no score. Bulldogs in front. And Denver well on their way to another grand final.
Well, now you got to start thinking about player management if you're Denver. It's a hot day. They got the big final to come. Get a few of those fringe midfielders in and give them a run in the midfield. Get those players who've maybe had more bench time than some of the others onto the field and get some game time into them. They should not lose it from here.
Back into the middle. Liberatore brings it to ground. Ball in dispute as they shepherd each other around it. To the ground they go. Poor boy with the tackle. Umpire crosses himself. Ball up. Tap down by Cordner. Handballs it off to Demetria Wilson. Austin has it. Ball still in dispute on the ground. Gets a handball away to Poor Boy. Bicycle kick to a one-on-one. Picked up by Marissa Kinsey. Taking the game on. Looks up near side. Just over the head of Demetria Wilson and out of bounds for a throw-in.
Well, we're probably not going to see Kinsey in the grand final, but I've really enjoyed watching her play yesterday and today. Will take the game on, loves a run, not scared to have a bounce as well.
Demetria Wilson. Austin comes away with it, and it is kicked out on the full by Katie Heitkamp. Approaching 8 minutes to go in the half. 26 plays nothing. Denver ahead of the Crows. From the boundary. Mark couldn't be taken by Greider. Austin delivers one into the center of the ground. Mark was dropped by Musami Flock. Denver comes away from the congestion. Delivers it into the center. Corner had it go off her hands, and it's kicked back the other way by Heitkamp. Bouncing ball inside 50. Denver first to the loose ball. Sold some candy. Nice job. Back up the middle. Lindsey Terse spoils it down. Holland dives after it. Allison Monaghan's in there for the Crows. And Denver will flip the field back the other way. Charging in there is Ty Paletti. And high contact will be called, and Austin gets the free. Ty Paletti with high contact there. Here's Katie Heitkamp. Kick up the middle of the ground. Bouncing ball. Demetria Wilson is there for the Crows. Reverse kick, and it's kept in at the line by Lindsey Terse. Off the boot of Nolenberger. Greider goes to ground, and it's kicked out of danger by Poor Boy. And it's over the line for a boundary throw. Denver Bulldogs attacking end of the field with 7 minutes to play in the game. On with the tap. Terse with the handball. Turned over to Hahn. Fiona Matson with Leonard. Marissa Kinsey with a long kick to the edge of 50. Spills out to Demetria Wilson. Lost the ball. Clearing kick from Denver. Gang tackle there, and umpire will call the ball up. Near side half forward for the Austin Crows with 6 minutes to play in the half.
For Watch AFL around the grounds, over on Cooper's Field, it's the Minnesota Freeze 2-1-13 leading the Golden Gate Iron Maidens 1 goal straight. So late in that second half.
Close game on the other field for the right to play at this point for what we can comfortably say will be the Denver Bulldogs in the Division I Grand Final to cap off this great weekend here at Tucson at the Kino Sports Complex. Beautiful weather for some football. Kinsey with a long kick inside 50. Off the hands of Haley Rattan. Ball now in dispute. Tackle by Fiona Matson. Still it's loose. And umpire will spot a free kick, and it will be Austin's first real chance inside 50 off a set opportunity. What can they do here? Looks into the pocket. Off hands. Handball by Jesse Gray of Denver in defense. Centering ball off the hands of Rattan. And another free kick coming up for Austin. This time it's directly in front of goal, within comfortable shooting range for Beth Nolenberger, who will have the shot around about 30 meters out directly in front. Although she's standing a little bit offline with the goals.
Yeah, I think it's looking to kick around the body a little. No.
Goes the drop punt, and it drifts off to the left and through for a minor score. 3-8-26 plays one behind. The Denver Bulldogs are 25-point leaders over the Austin Crows with 4 minutes to play in the second half on the Watch AFL scoreboard. Back underway from the square. Off the hands of Alexis Greider. They battle for it on the ground. And we play on here as Denver now with some space to run through as Liberatore lays a handball off. And a free kick will be awarded to Austin for holding the player. Austin now inside 50. 3 minutes to go in the half.
That's on you.
Don't mention my name, but the whole world just said I
3 minutes to go in this
Gotta
one.
love the effects, Mike.
Absolutely. No matter what sport it is, someone manages to find the effects mic. Here's Typoletti with a free kick for Denver. Marks on the edge of 50. Delivers one to the top of the square. Over the head of the pack. Bouncing towards the behind post, and it is loose. Spills out, and that should be another goal for the Denver Bulldogs, who make it 4-8-32, 31-point leaders over the Austin Crows, one behind. 2 minutes to play in the half.
Smart work by Murphy. Good game awareness there. Just realising the opportunity, picking up and running around and kicking an easy goal.
Everybody stopped, but Murphy didn't. And takes the opportunity for Denver's fourth. The Denver Bulldogs will play in the Women's Division I Grand Final on this, the 20th anniversary of the women's competition here at USAFL Nationals. Greider out of the ruck. Austin with the ball. Denver continuing to move on forward. Liberatore kicks it to a one-on-one. Off hands, brought to ground. Handball to Carly Murphy, who has a shot from 40 out, takes a bounce, and it's through for a goal. Murphy with the Denver's fifth, and the Bulldogs are running away with it. 5-8-38, plays one behind. Denver ahead by 37 on the Watch AFL scoreboard, the official international streaming partner of the AFL.
And around the grounds for Watch AFL on Cooper's Field, Minnesota Freeze have defeated the Golden Gate Iron Maidens in that semi-final.
So the Minnesota Freeze against the Denver Bulldogs awaits us on the Cooper's Field at 4:30 today. And well done to this Denver side, who took it to the Austin Crows right from the opening toss.
You got any Australian mates that live down in Medellin, or meet some new guys down there, or what? Yeah, met some guys.
Height Camp with a kick down the wing. Fiona Madsen. Liberatore gives chase. And it will roll over the boundary line for a throw-in. And that should take us right to the siren. Toss back into play one more time. Fighting right to the end. Good mark by Austin. Down the wing, off hands. Going to ground now is Terse. Denver will get the free kick for holding the ball. And there's the siren. The Denver Bulldogs play their way into a grand final. 37-point winners over the Austin Crows. Final score, 5-8, 38-1 behind.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting grand final. Denver have had a relatively easy time in this match, so that's what you'd want going into the grand final as opposed to the other semi-final where it was pretty close, hard match. So they've got some goals on the board. They can certainly use a bit of straightening up after kicking 5-8, but they'll be happy to get into that grand final with a pretty easy win. On the other hand, the Austin Crows and their combine, they've really shown what they can do in the earlier matches in this competition. They'll have built up that experience and they'll come back bigger and stronger next year. And the players from those respective teams that have come into this combine can hopefully continue to build their programs into standalone teams in the future. But great contest here today and great to watch both teams.
That will do it for us for this Women's Division I semifinal. Denver wins 38-1. Coming up next on this field will be the Men's Division I third place game between the Sacramento Suns and the Houston Lone Stars. Stay tuned for that. You're watching the 2025 USAFL National Tournament presented by Cooper's Beer, Watch AFL, and Tasmania.